Welcome to the Imagine More podcast, where we believe big dreams deserve a real plan. Each week, we sit down with visionaries, creators, and change makers who are turning ideas into action. This isn't about overnight success stories, it's about real people, real businesses, and the real magic that happens when you imagine just a little bit more. I'm your host, Rose Young, and today I'm excited to introduce someone who truly embodies that spirit. Jill Marie Lumgair was born in Pullman, Washington in 1974 to Dennis Thomas DeCio and Christy Marie DeCio. She was raised just 7 miles away in Moscow, Idaho, where she spent her childhood until she got married at the age of 18 to a hot guy,
Capital H.
as she fondly says, who was active duty in the military. They traveled the world together, raised 4 kids, and built a life full of both incredible moments and tough ones. At 32, Jill went back to school and earned 3 degrees. Yes, 3 in elementary education, educational studies, and working with students with autism. She taught for 4 years before realizing that wasn't quite where her fire was. Jill went on to work with special needs military families for 2 years at Fort Bragg, and in 2021, she launched her own business, Buggy Town Yard Signs, as a side hustle. Less than a year later, she left her job on post and turned it into a full-time dream. And if you think that's impressive, you're just getting started. Jill used every free moment she had, breaks, evenings, weekends, to learn how to build her brand. She studied social media, met with a business coach, created her website, and leaned all the way in. Today, she not only runs a successful custom sign business, but she also creates community-driven displays, donates to nonprofits like Habitat for Humanity, and leads heartwarming projects like sending holiday cards and candy to assisted living homes. She even launched the Senior Sign Parade in Carthage, North Carolina, making sure no graduating senior is left out, whether they can afford a sign or not. I think that's amazing, Jill.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Imagine More podcast.
Thanks.
First of all, wow. And I'm serious, wow. I had to add a few things in her bio that she sent because I knew about the cards to the assisted living facilities that you had talked about and the candy, so I wanted to put that in too. But I feel like I need a snack just to keep up with your energy. Tell us about that first moment you thought, you know what? I think I'm going to start a yard sign business.
Well, I'd never even heard of yard signs or yard cards. My mom was visiting my sister in Pocatello, Idaho, and I can't remember if my niece was helping set them up. I think she was. And my mom was like, well, that might be a good thing to do for you and your girls, and you could get your girls involved.
Oh, yeah.
So,
did you get your girls involved?
yeah, they didn't really care about it.
Yeah, of course not. You've described your early hustle, doing displays before work, during lunch, after work, and on weekends, like it was a normal Tuesday. Where did that drive come from?
So I was asking my husband about this last night because I'm like, where did that drive come from? And I think it came from a couple things. One, I felt like I always tried and quit so many things as a kid. I was just, I don't know. I was afraid to do sports because I didn't do them when I was young. And so like when I got to middle school and high school, I thought everyone else is already good at it. So I didn't feel like it was even worth my time trying, or band. I mean, I was terrible about focus. I played the piano and sang, but I didn't like to practice very much.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because not too long after that, I started teaching piano lessons.
Yeah. Tell your kids to practice.
Yeah. I was very, I have ADHD, and I know a lot of people say that, but it explains a lot of things about my childhood.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's like an aha moment once you realize it, isn't it?
Because I always just thought I was a quitter, or I was just not good enough or good at things. And well, anyway, but the second thing is that my husband always believed in me.
Nice.
I was 18, for heaven's sakes.
Yes.
After we were married and we had our second kid, and then I finally got to, the age he was when we got married, because he was 27 and I was 18. I was like, what were you thinking, buddy? But he said he could just see he just saw someone that he admired.
Nice.
And, he could see my
Spark, because you have a spark. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and what I could do with my life and stuff like that. I don't know. I didn't see it.
No.
I didn't feel confident in myself. And so I always wanted to try new things, and it was so scary for me because I also didn't know I had anxiety. And I mean, it was just heart pounding anxiety attack.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so after we got married, then I started trying new things. Like I was in a play. I was in Fiddler on the Roof. I played Seidel.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. I don't know how good I was, but it was pretty fun.
It was fun, yeah.
And then I was asked to teach piano lessons in Germany because my friend taught and she was leaving, and I was the only one she knew that played piano. And I was horrible at things like sight reading, counting, because I just was a terrible student. I practiced what I wanted to, when I wanted to, and that's what I did. But I'll tell you, I learned with those students. Because you do it 25 times a day,
That's right. They say learn by teaching.
Yes, yeah, you do.
It's true. My daughter says, who's also very ADHD, she follows the dopamine. So when the dopamine is gone, she's to the next thing, following the dopamine.
Yes.
That's what she does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of sounds like that.
And words of affirmation, I think, is probably my primary love language. And so if I didn't get, words of affirmation, I just didn't feel good doing whatever it was. And, when people are like, oh, thank you so much for teaching me piano lessons, or you did so good singing in The Fiddler on the Roof, I was like, all right, so I'll do this again.
Feels good, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
the dopamine.
I love it. Yeah. And your husband, you say, was always right there for you with the affirmations.
Because he would always try. He tried everything, which was a little scary.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the things he's told me, but he would always tell me how smart I was, and what he knew I could do, and all these things. It's great.
Wow.
So
I love that.
Thanks.
So what I also love is how community focused your work is. You've organized Easter cards and Christmas goodies for seniors, threw a huge Taylor Swiftie party for teens, and somehow still found time to make signs for nonprofits. Is that spirit something you grew up with, or did it evolve as your business grew?
I think it's a couple things. I grew up in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or the Mormon Church, and they do a lot of service.
Yes.
We don't go to that church anymore, but that's a big part of it, and it's still a big part of my life today.
Yes.
And my mom does a lot of service. My dad always did a lot of service. And then it just feels right. Why wouldn't you help other people if you have enough?
Right. And, everyone doesn't feel that way. It's like more. Give me more.
I just feel like do you remember that movie? Was it called Pay It Forward?
Yes. I think I do remember a movie called Pay It Forward.
Because there's been times in my life, in my marriage, when we needed some help financially, or we needed some help spiritually, or physically, or whatever. I mean, and there were people, angels, I guess, if you will, that stepped in and helped. And I was like, well, if we can help, if people can help us, we definitely can help other people. So.
Yeah, but you spend so much time thinking about what you can do for the community and what you can do that makes things better. And you come up with so many cool things. I mean, how did you come up with the Easter cards and the Christmas goodies for seniors? assisted living seniors.
Okay, it was actually Valentine's Day
Valentine's Day.
cards, and
Okay.
I was working with Taylor Sanchez of Did Someone Say Party, and I don't know if she was able to get her social media back. Someone hacked it, Instagram and Facebook, I believe. So I think she's still in business. But her and I were working together, and we did balloon clusters that were like little well, they were pretty big actually, Valentines for each resident. And then we had a handwritten card. I can't remember how somehow we came up with that together. And I'm telling you, balloons are no joke. We spent like 13 hours, each of us, blowing up balloons for those.
Oh, my.
I mean, that was a lot. But it just seems, I don't know, it just seems right to give back. I mean, no one wants to be alone or lonely. No one wants to not have enough food. No one wants to be part of a club where their kid is, so much trouble that they struggle talking to other people about it. I mean, so I try and make everyone feel included.
What did that make you feel like when you saw their faces, when you came in there with those balloons and the card?
It was so fun. I mean, it just makes me feel so good. I love seeing their faces. They would get so excited because most of them don't see balloons anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I don't know their stories. Just because they're old doesn't mean they're not real people. Maybe they were mean. Maybe they were whatever. But I got tearful. I mean, it was fun because we had our kids help us put them outside their doors. Of course, it makes you feel good. Again, the dopamine. I kind of follow the dopamine. Yeah.
It makes sense. When Patsy said that to me, I thought, I've been following the dopamine all my life.
Yeah, well, I think most people probably do. And one thing, when I did the Easter, so we did Valentine's Day, and then Easter I did by myself. And we did we would go and take pictures with the residents. I got these oversized Easter graphics, and we would take pictures, and I put up a sign for them to take pictures with. And then we gave them Easter cards and Easter eggs with candy. And one gentleman looked like he was struggling opening the candy, and I said, "Would you like me to help you?" And he goes, "Sure." And just making conversation, I said, "Oh, my daughter ate all the Twixes out of the bag." And he was like, "Oh, well, maybe she's going to be fat like her mom." And I was like,
no.
"Look, buddy, just because you're old doesn't mean you can say stuff like that."
Did he laugh? Was he
No,
kidding?
he was serious.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was like,
oh, no.
Well, just because I've had too much dessert for the last 10 years. Jeez.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, no.
It was kind of funny because, it's
now
a
you
reality
can laugh
check.
about it. That's right. That's right. Okay, tell me about your senior sign parade. How did that start? What does it mean to you? And what does it mean to the seniors that are in the parade?
Well, it wasn't my idea. My friend Heather Johnson does the senior sign parade in Pittsburgh, and she, I believe, started it in 2020.
Okay.
And she works with the 2 or 3 major high schools in Chatham County. And I would ask her all these questions because she's like, "You need to do it. And I was like, "No, I don't know how. I mean, there's so much to do." And she would answer all my questions very patiently, and it wouldn't have been a reality for me except I started working with a local graphic designer, partnering with her. And so that way she could design the templates for the different schools.
Right.
And at first we were just going to do the public schools in Moore County and Lee County.
Right.
And because I did a lot of work in Sanford, and with downtown Sanford. And so we were going to do that, but then people started asking for Overhills, which is in Harnett County.
Oh, wow.
And they were asking about, we've done schools from Uwharrie Charter, which is in Asheboro. I don't even remember.
I don't either, but how do you say that again? Because I always
Uwharrie.
wonder. Uwharrie?
Yeah.
Okay, because I always wonder.
Yeah, and we weren't going to do that one because it's like an hour and a half away.
That's a little far.
We got several orders, so we're like,
really?
Sure. Yeah, so we've done all these different schools and even some homeschool kids, and Connect Academy, which is the the online school that more county kids can go to.
Okay.
So it's been super fun, but working with her has allowed me to design our own things, which so then I could make things less expensive for my customers. And so last year I was doing custom signs for people, but I had to charge like $50, and I still didn't make anything on that, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, because I had to go through a supplier, and then they had to go to a printer, and then I mean it was something I offered, but I didn't make any money. But this time I do make a little bit. I don't make a lot, but I work with my friend who's she's now going to be my partner, graphic designer, and so we can offer so many more choices to people, and it's less expensive.
Okay, is she partnering up with Buggy Town?
No. We're starting another adventure.
What?
Yes.
What is it? Are you going to tell us?
I don't know if I should tell you yet.
Okay. Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, because it's not.
But I am super curious. Is it going to match up with the Buggy Town Yard sign? Is that going to be part of it, or is that going to be a second thing?
It's a second thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. My curiosity is piqued. You'll have to come back and tell us all about it.
I will after we get everything
bring your partner.
launched.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. She's great.
Yeah. Okay. So, oh wow. And you've even made it possible for students who can't afford signs to still be celebrated. That's huge for me. How has the community responded?
Well, they've been wonderful. People in our community, in Lee County, and what I did was I added a component when you order I've been calling them grad picture signs, just so people know exactly, they can kind of picture exactly what they are.
Right.
That says sponsor a senior. And most people didn't, but some people were like, yeah, so I'd love to sponsor a senior. And I've needed like 15, I have to add them up. Maybe it's like more like 20, but I've had various people, business owners or just members of the community that have said, yeah, I can do a couple, or,
nice.
2 or 3 or whatever. And it's good because some people just, sometimes you just need a hand up.
That's right. And, you don't know how much it means to you until you see it up there with everybody else, and or you're not there with everybody else,
Yes. And I do feel bad that not everyone knew about it. I really tried to get the word out. It is difficult to get the word to everybody. And I had emailed all of the principals of the different schools, and they are busy.
Right.
It sounded like a good idea.
Especially at the end of the school year.
Well, I actually started emailing everybody back in November and December.
My goodness. So you thought of it that soon.
Yeah, I've been working on this for months.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
But, they're busy, and, there's so many things that the counselors have to tell the seniors. The scholarships and finishing up their classes and all those things. I've been working on this for a long time, and hopefully this will help get the word out so more people can.
Yeah. So is it too late, or can they still get a sign?
They can still get a sign.
Okay. Tell us how to do it.
Okay. You go to my website, buggytownyardsigns.com, and you're going to click on grad picture sign, and then you fill out just a little form. It's tiny. And then it comes to me, and I will send you a payment link. But first I'm going to ask you, do you feel like you can afford this? Do you think you might need a little help? And then, whatever the answer is, I respond appropriately, either send a payment link, or I'll say, it's already been taken care of. You've already been sponsored. And then they need to email me their grad's picture to Jill@buggytownyardsigns.com.
Okay. Wow. So, now, tell me this. What if I just want to sponsor a kid? What do I do for that?
You could reach out and text me.
Okay.
757-272-2459.
Okay. We'll get those at the end again so you can write those down.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I love that you get the community involved.
And it's all anonymous.
Service projects.
I'm not telling anyone the names of anyone that they're sponsoring, and the people that get sponsored, I don't tell them who does it. It's all anonymous. I'll just say, hey, so-and-so, you offered to sponsor. Would you mind sponsoring 1 or 2 kiddos? So
yeah. Now, How long will they be up? Where do we see them? Tell us
Okay.
about it.
They're in downtown Carthage. We have some in front of Keith Hardware, and then we skip over the bank because we couldn't get a hold of the people who own it. And then they go up Monroe Street and around in the Planters to the right, of course, because that's the way the traffic circle goes, even though some people go the wrong direction.
Oh, yeah.
And then they come back up McReynolds. That's the whole thing is the main street in downtown Carthage. So they come up McReynolds along the Buggy Factory restaurant, and then in the Planters along to the right of that too.
Oh,
So
okay.
and I put the initial batch up on this last Saturday, and they're up until June 9th.
Up until June 9th. That's great.
Yeah.
When is everyone finished graduating? Do you know?
The 6th and 7th.
It's the last of the graduations.
Yes.
I can't believe summer's already here. So you're juggling so much, and yet every story you've shared has this big heart behind it. Do you have a guiding philosophy that keeps you focused?
I don't go to a church anymore. I just feel like, after leaving the Mormon church, I thought, what is the purpose in life?
Yeah.
Because the Mormon church tells you everything to believe.
Right. This is your purpose. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I just try to do as much as I can with what I have for other people. I mean, I don't have a lot of money, but I can make a big sign that can get a lot of attention for people, and they can, like if they're having a fundraiser, or if I can help someone celebrate someone else.
Right.
So
I remember when I first talked to you about the Buggy Town Yard Signs, and you're like, oh, I just have this little business, and it has really morphed. Tell us how you have scaled from where you started to where you are now.
Okay, so I just started with, I say that all the time. Okay, so that's how I start almost everything I say. I just started with advertising, like on Moore County Online Garage Sale, birthday signs, or welcome home signs or whatever. And I wasn't very good because I was brand new and I didn't know exactly what I was doing. And so I just pretended like I had confidence.
Yeah.
And it was still cool. It just wasn't,
Yeah.
I just wasn't as good as I could have been because I was new. And I just kept doing more and more. And I thought, how do you get the word out? And I know social media. I didn't know anything about Instagram. And I just started reading articles on how to, do well on Instagram, which I still don't think I do amazing. I do okay. But how to do well on Facebook. And I didn't do TikTok until fairly recently. And I don't do a ton on there either. But and I would read articles on how to do setup with Google, because that's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like...
It's an animal of itself, for sure.
Yeah, and advertising, I would do ads, but like the first thing I ever did, I didn't realize that you had to set the area. And so I had people calling me from all over the country.
Oh, no.
I can't go to Ohio, so you just, it's...
That's funny.
You learn. I mean, it's not easy.
Learning by doing.
Yes. I mean, having a small business of any kind, but learning all the things, and you're doing all the, I'm doing setting up the signs, and I'm doing the advertising, I'm doing the customer service, I'm doing the bookkeeping, I'm doing the
website. You set up your own website.
Well, I at first I hired someone to help me do like a one-page website, and I grew out of that fairly quickly. Sorry.
So one of the questions I get asked a lot is, how do you scale your business? How do you make sure you don't get too big too quick? And I know that from the very beginning, you started small, and now you've really grown. Tell us a little bit about how you did it.
I started actually with doing free signs for people as a way of learning how to do it and getting the word out. Yeah. And I had different people that asked me or hired me, in quotes, to do free signs, and I would use those as advertising. And then I would just learn how to do different things, and I started joining like Facebook support groups, I guess, if you will.
Really?
Yeah, of other people that do yard cards, and I would ask questions, and I would I would look up YouTube videos on how people ran a business, a yard card business, and I would call and interview them. And I mean, when I want to do something, I just put my head down and go.
Yeah.
And
I've seen that about you, Jill.
I don't even usually have a plan. I just go. And then, I'll just try and run down every lead and every, thing. And when I needed to build my website and was starting to learn more about business, I reached out on my personal Facebook page, to ask anyone if they could help me. And a friend that I knew from high school said, yeah, I can help you with your website. And then he started coaching me, and we would have like monthly phone calls.
Oh, is he a business coach?
I don't think that's one of the things he does, but I mean, he coached my business.
Wow.
And he didn't know anything about what I did. I didn't know anything about what I did. But we kind of learned together. He knew business, and advertising and marketing and stuff like that. And if anyone wants his name and number, he does things over computer, over distance. And yeah, he was
remote.
Remote, yes. And he helped me a lot with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And it was nice though, because when he started taking over my ads, then I was like, oh, well, I guess I didn't do too bad in my bumbling way that I, because I was still getting business. And he's like, yeah, you did pretty good. And running ads, I ran ads for like 3 years.
You did on Facebook ads. Are you talking about what
Facebook
kind of
and
ads?
Instagram.
And Instagram ads. Okay.
Yeah, and it cost a lot of money, which was scary to me.
Right, because it's money you didn't have yet.
Yes,
you're just starting.
Yes, and usually I think almost every single month I made enough to cover that and then make a profit. But he helped me design ads and all the things, him and his team, and then they helped me build my website.
But now, so I remember before you were kind of boxed in by what you were buying, and you had to count on your suppliers. But now, don't you design some of your own signs, and aren't you selling signs? They can keep them, stuff like that, right?
And that sort of thing, that is when I'm working with my partner, because she does the graphic design. I have the customer base, the customer service. I mean, there've been a couple times when I have asked her, how do I say that? Whatever that was. And she's helped me, but she has a lot of marketing and business graphic design background. So we complement each other with a lot of things. But yeah, because I work with her, now we can design custom signs that people can keep. Now these are corrugated plastic. They're not permanent signs.
Okay, yes.
Like with wood posts or whatever. They're not that.
Yeah. But there's still signs that they can keep. And,
and they'll last for a really long time. They're very good quality. They're all UV printed on the plastic. Yeah.
So where do you keep all these signs, Jill?
In my basement.
Yeah. Do you have room to grow down there in the basement?
Well, I started out with a small area, and then it grew and grew and grew, and now it's half of our basement. Our basement is about 1,200 square feet. And so,
thank goodness you have a good size basement.
Thank goodness I have a really good husband who's very patient with me. And I also share with my rabbits.
Oh,
because
you've got rabbits down there.
Well, it's a good place for them because I can set up like the dog play yard enclosure, and they have more space, and the temperature is consistent, and I turn the lights on for them every day, and it's safe for them. But yes, I have grown and done more and more and more, and I handpick all of my graphics.
That's where I thought I was coming from when I was asking about how you were at first were boxed in, and then now you've really been able to do it the way you want to do it.
Yes, I actually just ordered the first sign that my partner designed just for my business.
Really?
So, yeah. And that's a whole other thing.
That's exciting, yeah.
It is exciting. Yeah.
Wow, okay, so where's Buggy Town Yard Signs going? What's your goal for it?
Well, I love to do a lot of service-oriented things, but I could always use more income.
Yes, yes.
But the only problem is I've got to figure out right now, I'm the heart and soul behind it. I mean,
Yes.
I know, I like to know people's stories. And I put up signs that are formatted just for them. I mean, whatever details they give me. Do they like pets? Have they overcome breast cancer? Are they a great dad or grandma? One lady, her mom was visiting from Denmark, and they had a little red cabin they would go to every year. And I happened to have a little teeny house, red house, that I was able to hide in the sign. And that was like, I mean, anyway, so.
What am I trying to say? That's what sets you apart from any of the other yard sign
so.
people.
Yeah, I mean, when you're working with a franchise, you have some leeway to be creative.
Right.
But you have to buy your graphics from them.
Right.
You can only sell back to them, I think. And I wanted to be able to do whatever I wanted to do.
Yes. So you're not a franchise at all then?
I am not a franchise.
Oh, wow.
Nope. I started from scratch learning everything, which was hard.
How do you feel now about it, though? Are you excited? Was it the right thing?
It was. I mean, because, I'm not saying franchises aren't hard work.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Because they are. They're a lot. They're just different.
Right.
But I'm glad I've learned all the little things. Someone said to me a week ago, she goes, I just need to get a little side hustle like this. And I thought, you have no idea. I mean, there's so much from getting your registering with the state.
A little side hustle.
Yeah. I mean, from registering with the state to paying monthly taxes, from understanding what tax group, I guess, that you're in.
Yeah.
I mean, because for rental services, I don't charge people taxes and I don't pay taxes on that. But for anything that I sell, I do. I have to. So it's a totally different, what category do you fall into?
Right.
And where do you get your graphics? And what, there are some suppliers that I liked and there's some that I didn't. And they're, how do you decide who you're going to work with? And
right.
I mean, all the things.
Oh, gosh. How did you come up with Buggy Town Yard Signs?
Okay, I love Carthage. I love the history. Now, there is a little bit of, I don't know. The history is that Tyson and Jones were a white man and a black man that ran the Tyson and Jones Buggy Factory. And initially, it wasn't Jones that was the partner with Tyson, but when Mr. Tyson lost his partner, then he went to Mr. Jones, who was a really good painter. And if I'm messing up any of the details, please forgive me, those that are familiar with this. But Mr. Tyson went to Mr. Jones and said, "You are really good at what you do. Will you please come work with me?" And they did. And then they were very successful. And then they went off to the Civil War, and then they fought, and they came back and worked together again.
Really?
And I was like, that's so cool.
That is
because
so cool.
there are so many horrible things that happened in the South.
Yes.
Well, and all over our country at different times.
Yes.
And that's a positive thing. Celebrate the positive.
That's right.
I mean, and so
that's what you do.
I try. I try.
And even when the positive is something a little, like divorce, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, really quick about the Buggy Town. So Buggy Town is Carthage's nickname. And I just, I know there's Buggy Town Coffee, and I'm not related to them, but their place is great. But I thought, I want to do a Buggy Town thing too, and then have someone else do a Buggy Town. I mean, take advantage. Bring a light to that positive thing that happened in Southern history.
Yeah.
United States history. Because Mr. Jones also lived in white society, had a big, nice house. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
So, what were we? Oh, the divorce. Okay.
Oh, yeah, well, before that, just tell me what is the funniest sign that you've ever done that you just thought was hysterical?
Well, there was one that a lady called me actually, and she said, I am getting divorced, moving, and it's my birthday. She said, do you have an example of that? And I was like, no, I don't.
Maybe birthday.
Yeah. And so I said no, and she told me what she wanted me to say. I don't know if I can say cuss words on here.
We can say cuss words on here.
Okay. So she wanted birthday bitch, peace out North Carolina, and divorced. Because I said, what do you want, like divorced AF or something? And she said yes. So she wanted that too. So I was like,
Really?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't just write it out in perfect lines because that's not very aesthetically pleasing. Because I also want the signs to look like more like art. And so I put it in a different, 3 different ways. And if you see it, you can figure it out. Some people are like, I don't know what that said. I'm like, well, then maybe you should go back to school.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I put symbols in the middle of the B word because.
Yeah.
And I thought people are either going to love it or hate it. And she used the last of her divorce settlement to pay for that sign. She had a horrible marriage. She had a really rough time of it, and she had to move to go start a new job in another place and all this stuff. And I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
So someone took a picture of it and sent it to Tosh.0, and it went viral. So,
oh, wow, you've been viral.
It did, yeah.
The real viral.
Yeah.
Because I say 100 likes is viral.
No, it was thousands and all these thousands of shares. And,
oh, my goodness. That's wonderful.
It was, there were some pretty mean comments in there. Like, well, if I, did that sign, it wouldn't look like that. And I'm like, well, the next time I do a divorced moving birthday sign, I'll know. So, most people were like, good for her. She's moving on and,
right.
Because she told me some of the stories and it just was rough. And
yeah,
I was like, it's not my sign, it's your sign. I mean.
Yeah, it's what you want.
Yeah. So,
wow.
really quick, I did one for my mom and stepdad that said 21 years and we still like each other.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah. Because 21 years, I know what you're talking about there.
Yeah. There are days when you're like, no, dude, go in another room.
Yeah. Separate.
Yeah.
It's like the kids. Separate.
Yes. Take your time out.
All right, so this is a quick fire round.
Okay.
I'm going to wrap up with a fun round of rapid fire questions to show off Jill's incredible personality. Are you ready, Jill?
Okay.
Okay. What's your go-to coffee order when you're on a mission?
Diet Coke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could drop everything and take a vacation tomorrow, where are you headed?
To a beach.
Any beach.
I guess. Yeah, somewhere warm.
Is there a beach that you've always wanted to go to that you haven't been to?
I'd love to go to Hawaii, but it's a really long flight from here.
It is a really long flight.
And I don't love to fly that long.
It is a really long flight.
Yeah.
Who would play you in the movie about your life?
Meg Ryan.
Oh, Meg Ryan.
She's so cute.
She's one of my favorites. Early bird or night owl?
Sort of a mid-morning person.
Oh, yeah. What does that mean, mid-morning?
I am tired all the time. So I guess I do end up getting I'm more of a night owl, which didn't used to be me. But yeah.
Oh, yeah?
More of a night owl.
And I have to fight it because I would just stay up and stay up and stay up and then sleep all morning long. So I have to make myself go to bed. Okay. What's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
This isn't very funny, but I guess that I have depression and anxiety. Because I seem really upbeat.
You do.
And I'm funny a lot.
You are.
But then a lot of times I'll go home and I'll just have to go to bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Jill. Most overused phrase you say. Oh, I think you already said it.
Yeah, I always say, okay, so, all the time.
Okay, what was your teen heartthrob crush?
Probably Robert Smith of The Cure.
I don't even know who that is.
He's not an attractive guy.
No, it's a musician, right? The Cure is a band, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an alternative band.
Oh, no kidding.
He's not attractive.
Okay, we're all looking him up. What was his name again?
Robert Smith.
Robert Smith.
And he looks even more hideous now.
Yeah. Okay, if you could invent a holiday, what would it be?
I probably one to serve other people. I had someone ask me, a different business coach, Tracy Johnstone, her and her husband owned some McDonald's in Florida. And she asked me, what drives you? And I said, I like to make people happy. And that's true. I love to see people be surprised and happy. I would love to have a holiday where you're like, okay, pick someone to serve.
Yeah. I like it. Most chaotic moment from a big event that you pulled off. What about in your Swiftie?
Yes.
I know you had some chaos in your Swiftie.
Okay. There's so much I need to learn about having an event. My goal, I mean, I did want to make money, obviously, but I wanted people to just have it be like the best Taylor Swift party they'd ever been to.
Right.
And now, first of all, Mary Stone came and she helped me immensely. She kind of was the MC of the whole thing.
Oh.
She was awesome. But I'm trying to think. Probably just that whole thing. I mean, because I was
but
just
you pulled
so
it
nervous.
off.
I did, and I think the hardest thing about that was that I found out my brother had died right 2 days before that, and I had to
oh my gosh.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to separate because this is a really important thing for a lot of kiddos right now.
Right.
Kids, I mean, I had people from aged 8 up to adult.
Really?
It was so
For a
fun.
Swiftie party.
Yeah, so I had to separate.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the hardest thing, the most chaotic thing, is that I had to totally separate my emotions.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's tough. So finish this sentence. The world needs more.
people that think about other people first.
The world does need more of that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So what is some advice that you would give to some newbie out there thinking that they want to do something, they've got an idea for a business, and they just want to try it? Do you have any advice starting a business?
I would do some research. Don't go crazy, because if you go crazy, you might not just do it.
Scares
Just
you
do
off.
it.
Right.
Yeah. Don't start out. I mean, just go and then learn as you go. And if you don't have confidence, like me, just pretend like you do.
Pretend like you do.
Until you do.
Yeah.
So
I had a business coach on here interviewing Forth Hefner, and he said that one of his big advices is that just be too stupid to quit.
exactly.
I thought, oh my gosh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because there were times when I had signs fall down. I set up at the wrong house.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Brad doesn't live at this house. Yeah. I should move it to the right address, or whatever. You just have to laugh. I think that's another thing. Just laugh.
Laugh.
And move on.
Yes. Yeah, that's great advice. Just laugh. Be able to laugh at yourself. Be able to laugh. Do you have a tough skin, or do you everything go right to your heart?
I have a hard time taking criticisms, but I've had to learn because, it's business.
Yeah.
You're not going to do everything. It's just life.
Yeah.
You're not going to do everything right the first time, or maybe the second or third or 15th time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, Jill, give us your information again about how we contact you if we want to do a senior, or maybe we just want to do a sign for ourselves or our neighbors. Tell us how to get in touch with you.
You can text or call me at 757-272-2459, or you can go to my website, buggytownyardsigns.com, and there's a little chat feature. If you want to order a grad picture sign or a senior sign, go to Book Now, and then grad picture sign, and you fill out the little form, and then I'll get a hold of you from there.
Jill, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. Your energy, your heart, and your ability to just do the thing are so inspiring. And that was one of the things that you said. Just do it. Just take the first step. Here's your jingle as promised.
Okay.
Buggy Town Yard Signs, we make lawn stock. From newborn smiles to your freedom walk. No fuss, no flair, we bring the fun. Your perfect sign so good, even your ex will run.
want to see the divorced AF sign that I have on display in Moore County, it's in Brent Tanner in his big picture window of his law office in Carthage, North Carolina on North McNeil Street.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it myself. I actually want to come up and drive by your senior
Oh,
parade.
you should.
That's what I want to do.
You should.
So to our listeners, if you want to learn more about Jill's work, support the Senior Sign Parade, or just be reminded that you really can build something incredible from scratch, check out Buggy Town Yard Signs. Jill, tell us one more time how to get in contact with you.
You can text or call me at 757-272-2459. Texting is the best. And you can go to my website, buggytownyardsigns.com, or you can email me at jill@buggytownyardsigns.com.
And to all of you tuning in, if you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little inspiration today. Until next time, keep dreaming big and making bold moves. I'll see you in the next episode of Imagine More Podcast. And remember, big dreams deserve a real plan. Until next time, keep imagining more.